instance. This is some of the rallies that we are telling you about, and you can see the hospital in the background.
Religious rallies?
Yes.
Yeah. Bahrain's government officials are frustrated. I've been called to the Information Advisory Authority to see the story they say journalists like me are missing. Mostly Shia pro-democracy protesters breaking the law.
And here you see them spreading the blood that they took from the blood banks of the hospital on the streets.
The DVD they give us is a montage of anti-government protests earlier this year.
And it's been a struggle getting the story out. Maybe we haven't been as aggressive as we should be.
Nowhere on the government video the images recorded by dozens of news organizations of security forces shooting at protesters at the epicenter of their struggle, Pearl Roundabout.
We have a good story to tell in the fact that these people who were in the roundabout don't represent the whole of Bahrain. The silent majority of Bahrain are no longer silent, and they're going to be vocal about it. They have formed the largest political party.
The party, advocated by the government official, is headed by this man, Sheikh Mahmoud, who drew huge crowds of pro-government, mostly Sunni supporters, in counter-demonstrations at the same time. The country is polarizing. Mahmoud's supporters are afraid they will lose out if pro-democracy reforms go ahead.
The opposition in the start, it seemed to be some people raising their voices and calling for reform. But then they started calling for the fall down of the existing regime, and they actually declared the establishment of an Islamic Republic. The 7 authorized organizations and the 3 unauthorized organizations, they agreed together to the establishment of an Islamic Republic in Bahrain, just like the Islamic Republic in Iran.
A drive through the city streets reveals how far the government is going to thwart pro-democracy protests, regaining their former momentum. Pearl Roundabout, off limits. This here is where you would drive off to go to the Pearl Roundabout, but it's blocked off by armed National Guard and armoured personnel carriers. And what the government has done here is dig up the roundabout in its entirety, where all the protesters were gathering, dig it up, and I'm looking down at it right now. We're not allowed to go in. We haven't been given permission so far to get down there. And I'm looking down now, and it's been changed into a huge traffic intersection, a crossroads with traffic lights. The roundabout is completely gone. It's completely changed when you look down there right now. But even though it's been changed and made into a crossroads, the government won't let people go down and use it. But emerging from a 3-month state of emergency, widespread arrests and dismissals of Shia, the pro-democracy movement is taking to the streets again, legally. Its leaders fighting the sectarian divisions they blame the government for.
They try to move this branding of citizenship or tag of citizenship and make it sectarism.
Make it sectarianism, because that means they get outside support they don't need to do.
Yes, they get outside support. When they blame Iran, they get Western support. When they blame Iran.
In less than 2 weeks here, the government has told all parties to engage in national dialogue talks. Senior US officials are concerned that tensions here are still so high that meaningful dialogue will be hard to establish. The pro-Sunni government has set a deadline of 1 month for the talks. Nic Robertson, CNN, Manama, Bahrain.